In 1896, the Supreme Court ruled in the case Plessy versus Ferguson that racially segregated public facilities for blacks and whites are equal. African Americans couldn't share the same buses, schools, or other public facilities as whites. Known as Jim Crow laws and the separate but equal doctrine was established.
Each day, Oliver's daughters have to walk through a dangerous railroad switcher for 6 blocks to just take the bus to get to school. Summer Elementary, the white school, is just 7 blocks away from their home. Why can't they go there? Just because they're black? What's more important, the safety of those 2 girls or the segregation between black and white people?
Marshall, all black schools and all white schools have the same buildings, transportation, curriculum, and teachers. There's no difference. The U.S. District Court found that facilities provided for black children and white children were equal. Plus, segregation is legal. The Constitution does not require African American children and white children to attend the same schools. Also, many kids learn better with the people they are more comfortable with. Therefore, black children learn better with other black children, and white children learn better with other white children.
It doesn't matter if facilities are similar. Segregated school will never be equal one to another. Mr. Brown invokes a violation of the 13th Amendment. That reads that all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws.
Social separation for blacks and whites is a regional custom, and states should be left free to regulate their own social affairs. Plus, the Constitution does not require white and African American children to attend the same schools.
The 14th Amendment didn't specify whether the states would be allowed to establish segregated education. And after psychological testing, it was demonstrated that segregation has harmful effects on the minds of African American children.
Segregation is not harmful to blacks. There has been no psychological testing done on children in the Topeka School District, and there has been no indication of personal harm. Time would also be a factor to consider because black children are still living with the effects of slavery. Whites are making a good effort to equalize the education systems, but it's going to take time before blacks and whites can compete with each other in the classrooms.
The Supreme Court held that separate but equal facilities were unequal and violated the protections of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. The court also held the segregation of public education based on race instilled a sense of inferiority that had a hugely detrimental effect on the education and personal growth of African American children. This is ruled unanimously that racial segregation of children in public schools was unconstitutional. Brown versus Board of Education is one of the cornerstones of the civil rights movement. We conclude that the doctrine of separate but equal has no place. Separate educational facilities are inherently unequal.